everyone, and welcome to my channel. So today I am going grocery shopping, and I figured I would take you along to get a good idea of maybe some things that I get that you can start to incorporate into your weekly grocery shopping trip and try some new things. All right, let's get started. All right, guys, so now that I am back at home, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through each thing, show you what I got. First thing is coffee. Coffee is very important for both mental and physical health. And I always get the donut shop coffee because I think it tastes the best. That's just me. So I buy a lot of frozen vegetables, one because fresh can sometimes go bad depending on how much you're buying at one time. So this way you can still get that fresh taste but be able to keep it for a longer period of time safely in your freezer. This time is a broccoli stir fry. This is really good to kind of just throw in the pan with a little bit of olive oil, throw in some protein with it, and there's a whole meal right in itself. If you haven't had these yet, you need to get them. They are the absolute best. Even Joseph really likes them. So basically what they are is they're pasta made out of vegetables, and you really can't even tell the difference, and they have really good sauces in them. So you can see that this one is a cheddar sauce and this one is an Alfredo. Really good. Mashed cauliflower. So I definitely make sure that I can eat potatoes and regular pasta and all these carbs, so I definitely don't avoid carbs. I'm not on a low carb diet. However, when you're looking for meals that have a lot more volume to it, these can be really helpful. So in this case, this entire thing is about 180 calories, which is pretty generous, and it actually does taste really good. A lot of good things about these. A ton of people have been getting them, so I decided to pick them up. They are Veggie Tots, and basically what they are is I'm pretty sure they're just broccoli. Yeah, it's broccoli into little tots, because I'm 25, but sometimes I like to act like I'm still just 5. A lot of great things about the Alexia brand, but I have never picked up any of the products before, so I was actually super surprised that it was at my local supermarket. I don't have a Whole Foods nearby or anything like that, so it was kind of nice to find these, and I heard that these were amazing, so I'm super excited to try these. Okay, and so the next thing that we're going to go through is my fresh produce that I got. So like I said, I like to have that happy balance between both frozen and fresh. So I got a good variety of both vegetables and fruit. For most of my produce, I do get at Aldi, so it is super affordable. If you have an Aldi's nearby, I definitely recommend it, because you can buy a lot of different things for a very reasonable price, and therefore you're not spending $300 on groceries every week if you can't afford it. Zucchini for zoodles. Joe actually really likes zoodles as well, so it makes it super easy to kind of use it with my spiralizer, stick it in a pan with a little bit of marinara and some protein, and call it a day. Peppers and baby carrots are also my go-to for kind of slicing them, putting in baggies, and bringing them to work with me for an easy snack. Tomatoes and mushrooms, again, really good on salads, or just sticking it in a baggie, which tends to be my go-to thing to do, and eating it that way. Mini cucumbers are also really great to put with just lettuce or spinach with a little balsamic vinaigrette, which is some of my favorite things to do as part of my lunch. And fresh broccoli, which nothing beats fresh broccoli. If you know me, I never go without avocados in my house. I always have at least one avocado in my house. Avocados are life. Guacamole is life. Asparagus was on sale this week, so of course I had to pick some up. I absolutely love roasted asparagus with a little bit of olive oil, lemon, garlic powder. Grapes and apples. These are huge apples. If you can like see that. Massive. Like 3 of these was 2 pounds. So I'm probably going to chop them up and kind of like portion them out throughout a couple of days, so I'm not eating the entire thing and then missing them when they're gone. And lastly is bananas. So I'm definitely guilty of buying bananas and then not always going through them. So in that sense, it's kind of nice that it is really cheap, but I always try to use them either my oatmeal or my smoothies. Bananas are my absolute favorite, but they can add up in calories really quickly if you're like me, because if I was allowed, I'd probably eat 3 a day. So I try to manage some portion control when it comes to these. Okay, and the last is kind of like odds and ends of things that I got. So first is kind of almond milk. So get almond milk instead of regular milk because it upsets my stomach. So this helps a lot with, you know, any kind of like GI upset that I would get with regular milk. It's also a lot lower in calories, and I'm still getting a good source of vitamin D and calcium and things like that because it is fortified. One thing I will never switch to low fat or low sugar or sugar free or whatever it may be, because I've tried them before and I hated them, is creamer. I will always just buy regular creamer because it is 2 tablespoons out of my day and it just makes me happy, so I'll never switch it. And that's okay if you want to. It's just something that I really like to just keep the same and consistent in my life. This is my favorite dressing as of recently. Let's see if it'll focus. There we go. Balsamic vinaigrette from Aldi, so it's light, and it's actually 2 tablespoons for 50 calories, so it's not a lot at all. And I actually put this on top of my cucumbers with my romaine lettuce and eat it with my lunch. Can't do anything without plain Greek yogurt. I always get the plain non-fat because it saves a ton of calories, and I like to mix it with things like PB2 or regular peanut butter and a little bit of chocolate chips, and it actually tastes exactly like cookie dough. I eat it whether I'm trying to lower my body fat percentage or maintain, so this is kind of a staple in the house. So as you all know, I always try to talk about grains and how whole grains are really good for us. So I always make at least half my grains whole. I'd say probably about 75 to 80% of it is whole. Maybe, you know, once or twice a week I'll have something that's more refined, whether that's eating out or something that I buy. So for example, naan is one thing that I have found them in whole wheat, but they're not always easily found, at least for me in my area, in whole wheat. So I did find these today and I just went with it. I'm probably going to use these for breakfast pizzas. They're really good. I'll also share a recipe with that if you'd like, so let me know down in the comments below if you'd like to see that recipe for the breakfast pizza. It's super good, and whenever I have these on hand I make them like weekly. I also bought whole wheat mini bagels. I love bagels. I don't know if it's maybe growing up in New York or what it is. I just love them. Although nothing will beat New York bagels. I still have to have some kind of bagel in my life at all times. The minis make it that much easier just because the whole ones can almost make me feel too full. Didn't think that was possible, but so I like to buy the mini ones just because, you know, they're a good portion size. They're only 100 calories and I get them whole wheat. I also get 100% whole wheat waffles. You can see that. Yeah. So I actually prefer whole wheat waffles. I just think they taste so much better than regular waffles. So I buy this out of preference, not even for health. If you have never had these before, you need them in your life. I swear, you need them right now. I actually have only found the everything flavoring at Aldi, but I found the original, and then I think they make like a Dijon mustard flavor as well, but these are definitely my favorite because this paired with roasted red pepper hummus, so good. This was something that I used to consume a lot more often, and it just basically helps with, you know, GI tract, digestion, a lot of probiotics, a lot of good stuff for you, and I've kind of strayed away from it for a long time, so I'm trying to get back on that. So I picked this up just so I can incorporate more of it, and it is the raspberry flavor. Yeah. I also usually prefer when I get deli meat to get it from the actual deli, but I did not have that available to me today. I just kind of wanted to get in and out of the store, so I just picked up these containers of them, and I just got ham and turkey. These are really good to throw in with your eggs in the morning or have it as an actual sandwich. So I like to have them on hand in my fridge. And most of the meat that I consume is, I'd say, mostly seafood. I've been noticing as of recently that chicken really upsets my stomach, so I kind of stay away from it. Turkey it depends. And red meat, I don't eat anything that's under like 90-10, so I'm usually fine with that, but I definitely really enjoy seafood, and it's healthy, so I usually pick that over chicken. So I got the pre-cooked shrimp. These are super easy to prep, and I think completely underrated as a protein source. 3 ounces of this is 100 calories and 21 grams of protein, 0 carbs, 1.5 grams of fat. Really good. And I just picked this up. I love salmon personally, but this is steak seasoned salmon, so hopefully I can get Joseph to try it and like salmon as well. Also picked up some whole wheat English muffins. These are really good for breakfast sandwiches, especially like when you're on the go. I actually used to prep them ahead of time and just make them on Sunday for the week, and just put this, an egg, and a piece of deli meat on it, and then a piece of cheese, and then just put them in baggies, and you just made your own breakfast sandwich for probably a fraction of the cost, and it's probably a little bit healthier because it doesn't have any of those added fats in it, as long as you're not adding in your own oil, or maybe if you are, you're adding in less. Eggs are an absolute must in my house. We go through them so fast, it is like shocking. So usually when I get eggs, I get like at least 2 or 3 dozen at a time, and it's actually shocking how fast they just disappear. Tip though, that if you really do like hard-boiled eggs, I recommend going to Sam's Club, because they actually have containers that I think they're 4 packs of 6, and they're already hard-boiled, so you can actually just have them already pre-made that way, and it's not too much more expensive than getting just regular eggs. And so that way, if you do really like to eat them in the morning, that kind of cuts prep completely out of it. So when we found those, we were super stoked. Lastly is these. So I have no idea how to say this. I think it's LaCroix. I probably butchered that. I have no idea. But the flavorings of these are awesome. I actually used to only buy the sparkling water that was sweetened and flavored, but I've slowly gone away from it and just purely enjoy sparkling water with that like aftertaste of like a fruit and not necessarily sweet. So these are super good for that. The first time I bought them, I was expecting it to be sweet, and it was completely shocked, and I hated them. But once I've warmed up to it a little bit, I really enjoy these. And this is the peach pear flavoring, so I'm really excited about these. All right, and that is all for my grocery haul today. If you like these type of videos and you found these helpful, make sure to comment below and let me know. If you'd like to see more videos with me with healthy tips and tricks and workouts and videos like these, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.